Hey guys, welcome to Don't Judge a Book, and this is my Paranormal Readathon vlog. So this will be the week-long vlog. I'm doing the intro today, but I've already gotten a start on reading. So let's get to it. And if you're new here, my name is Maddie, and I'm so glad to see you here. If you have been here since the start, you guys are awesome. Hey. So let's get to it.
You came from heaven, you loved me, you loved me.
Okay, so I just wanted to jump on here and tell you guys what I think is going to be my TBR for this week. And so this is being hosted by several different YouTubers or booktubers, and two of them that I watch is how I heard of it is Jess from Peace Love Books and Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers, and I will leave their videos down below of their announcement for this readathon. And they did make a bingo board, and my books are kind of be like all over the place for this readathon, so I won't be checking off every single one on the bingo board, but I am doing the group book read that they're doing, and that is, let me look at my phone, that is The Power of Hades. And this is a Greek mythology reading book that I believe is a Hades and Persephone retelling, which I remember reading that in high school and really interested in like how they came up with these storylines in Greek mythology. So I'm excited to read that and see how close it is to it and what's different about it. Another book that I am planning on reading is How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire by Kerryln Sparks. And I have ordered this from Better World Books, but it hasn't come in yet. So that's kind of what I mean with I don't know what I'll be reading for this readathon, just because I don't want to go buy it on the ebook when it's already coming. It's just being delayed, and a bunch of my books are. And that's it for now. There is a spot on the bingo board saying you need to read a novel that has dark in the title, and I remember reading Dark Lover by J.R. Ward a while ago, and so I still have it. I have the ebook version of it now, and so I might give that another reread if I have time. And I think I'm gonna read I'm reading, but I'm going to finish the last book in the Bargainer series by Thalassa. So I think that's how you say her last name. I'm horrible with last names. And I'm going to finish that. And so that's kind of the checking off the Fated Mate square that's on their Paranormal Readathon. So I think that's what I'm going to get to reading. So let's get to it. Okay, you guys, look what book finally came in. I'm so excited to get into it. It's not in the best condition, but that's okay. I did get this from Better World Books. If you watched my book haul, you'll see when I got this in. But I have started it, and I'm on page 50. And I wanted to talk about it with you guys and kind of go over what I'm thinking so far and what it's about. So this is about a dentist, and she works at an all-night dentist, 24-hour dentist office, and she is on the run from the mafia, and she witnessed a murder. And so she's on the run from the Russian mafia, and one night, a vampire comes in with a tooth in his hand, but of course she doesn't know he's a vampire, and he is asking her to fix it, his tooth, and she's thinking that he's part of the mafia and this is a trick. Really neat. I've never seen a book where it's the dentist and a vampire. I think that's so funny, and this would have been a great Halloween read, but I didn't get it in time, but I'm going to read it for the Paranormal Readathon, so I'm really excited. But right now, since I'm on page 50, we have gone through the whole, they have met at the dentist office, and he still doesn't have his tooth back in yet, but he's realized that she's on the run from the mafia and has agreed to keep her safe. So that's where we are right now, and I don't know too much more, but I will keep y'all updated as I read it. Okay? Okay, you guys, so this is my wrap up for the Paranormal Readathon, and I just wanted to come in here, tell y'all my thoughts on everything that I read, and wrap up what I did read. So let's start with where I left off on How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire. I gave this 3 stars because it was unique. That's really all why it got 3 stars, is because I really liked the fact that she was a dentist and he needed his fang fixed. I thought that was really unique and cool, and I've never seen that before, so I really did enjoy that. I did think that the author rushed it a lot. The beginning was really good, but she spent too much time in the beginning and not enough time trying to wrap up their story. And if it was a series, I wouldn't have cared, because then we would have gotten them in another book. But this series focuses on other people each book, so each one is like a standalone. So I didn't really enjoy that as much. I will probably pick up more of her books just because they all sound very unique and almost sound like a retelling of old stories almost. So I'll keep giving her a try. I gave it 3 stars, so it was kind of an but I will be unhauling this because it is free on Apple Books and I think Kindle, and so I went ahead and just downloaded that, so if I ever want to reread it in the future, I'll have it on an ebook, but I don't need it taking room on my shelf, so I will be unhauling this. Dark Harmony, but I just wanted to put that in here because I did read it for this readathon. Okay, so the next series that I read was The Power of Hades, and this was a group read, or a buddy read, group read for the readathon, and so that's the cover. I did read it on KU, and I gave the first one 3 stars because she broke her books up into 3 parts, and I didn't like that. Like, I feel like that was a big money maker for the author, and they were on KU, so it's not like I went out and had to buy 3 books, but I did go in knowing I was going to have to read all 3 books to even know what happened. I couldn't just read one and then wait a while to read the other one. Like, it was like an incomplete story. So you have to read all 3 to even get like a full book. So if you do plan to read this, go in with that knowledge. The second one, which is, let's see, I want to tell you the right title. The Passion of Hades, and there's the cover. And that was better. It was more on the mythology side, which is why I read it anyway. Because I remember reading Hades and Persephone in high school, and I wanted to see how the author did it in this one. And she did okay. Like, I really liked her world building. That was probably why I kept it with 3 stars, and why I like the second one so much is because her world building was really good, but her characters kind of fell flat sometimes. Like, she just would put mist around Hades, and that was kind of him, and I was like, that just, I don't know. And then, like, they made Zeus look young, and I don't know, it was just weird. I didn't like that as much, but then the third book I also read, which is The Promise of Hades, and the ending to this was really disappointing. I didn't like how it wrapped up. If I'm reading a mythology book, like when you grow up reading Percy Jackson, like, you read that for the action, you read that for the mystery that happens, and it just wasn't in this, and that's what I was reading it for. But I gave them all 3 stars. The second one is the best, so read the first one to get to the second one, and then you'll probably want to read the third one if you want to. But that is all what I have finished reading. But I have started Halfway to the Grave by Jeanine Frost. Again, I never know how to say her first name. And I am on page 104, and I really like it. it got me hooked on the first page. Like, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but because it's on the first page, but she gets pulled over by a cop, and it's like how, and she's trying to like talk her way out of a ticket, and it's not info dumpy like most books are, especially paranormal, where it's like give your past to you, and like you know their past in like the first 50 pages, and then finally it gets good. It was like the cop knew her past because of she's kind of known in the town, and then it was kind of like in her head, so like you got to know it gradually, and I really appreciated the author doing that because I know so much about her already, and I'm on page 104, and it wasn't info dumpy. So I'm only on page 104, and I will recommend this book, and I have the rest of the series up there, so I'm really excited to continue, and I probably will be binging this series. Hey guys, that's it for my Paranormal Readathon vlog, and thank y'all so much for watching, and bye.
You came from heaven, you loved me, you loved me.